Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Games Rain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the Monday painting video. What's the Monday painting video? What's it all about? Well, the Monday painting video is essentially a painting video, but the model or models in question are voted on by you guys from last week's Weekly Wednesday, which is a weekly Q&A. In that video, I'll show you a host of models, and you guys vote what you want to paint for today's painting video. So for all my regulars here, guys, I would love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, and we checked the votes this morning. I was so busy at the weekend, but as you would have seen from the thumbnail, this lad had 2 votes. This is the Necron Overlord, but he's meant to go in the Catacomb Command Barge. But that particular kit, you can build it as a Command Barge, where he sits up on top of it, or you can build it as the Annihilation Barge, in which case then the base comes with it for him to go on foot. I think it's a very cool sculpt. It's a very different sculpt to all the Overlords that I have. And I always say this, when you have the opportunity to have something like this, same with the Space Marines, you have different librarians, different chaplains. Every time they bring out a new sculpt of it, just keep getting it, because there's different options. You know, you can just, it looks cool on the table anyway. Right, so, and a few of you comment that you don't mind me showing the wet palette, but you prefer when I show you the colours as I go through them. So that's the way I'm going to proceed. So the first colour I'm going to start with, I've already set this all up on the wet palette, but Overlord Brass. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of the bits along his legs, his all of his body parts basically. I do like this Overlord Brass because it goes on like a brassy colour, but then as it dries off and as you move away from your initial paint that you put on, it becomes like a silver. It's nice. It's almost like a colour shifting type of paint. I need to put some Still Legion Drab on the base as well. Now I'm going to come in with some Youth and Grey. And this is going to be something really sneaky now. I'm going to get the blade. Actually, you're going to get not all of the staff, but I'm going to hit a lot of the staff with this Youth and Grey. I'm going to get the Resurrection Orb in his hand. Now this coat doesn't need to be drastically, you know, cover every square millimetre of it. Just need to get the majority of it, because when we go to the next stage for this part of the model, it's going to be well, you're going to see a bit of trickery, a bit of magic and a bit of trickery going on. When I say trickery, those of you that are new to the channel will be like, wow, that's magic. Those of you that are not will just be like, okay, that's, yeah, I know what you're doing. I don't want to get every single part of this staff because I want to put some other metallics on there. That Overlord Brass is just amazing. I really love that colour. So we need to get into that little bit there. Right. Now I'm going to come in with some beaten copper. This is a very old paint, as you can see. Now I still have a little bit of this left, so I'm going to keep using it until it's gone. But any copper colour, I do actually have Army Painter copper colour as well, and I will be using that when that one runs out. But all I'm going to do with this is come in and pick out little parts of the model just to break the colour up a bit. going to come in and get a few more bits, maybe this bit here on this front here. Right, so I put some still drag across the base. What I did here is I left the being copper to dry. I came back and being copper again, but I didn't paint the whole thing. I just did it across the pieces on the end here, just to really highlight that up a little bit more. Of course, I did it and I should have done it on camera, but it doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm going to come in with this colour. Now, those of you regulars here know I use this colour for my Necrons. It's polished blue, it's a metallic blue. This is the last pot I have of this. No, I don't know. Hope I use it in my Necrons. I try not to use it for anything else, just because it's colour scheme for my Necrons. But if I have to, I could put some lead belts on the wet palette and then some blue and mix the two together to give me the same sort of result. But I always come in on my Necrons and do the shoulder colour pieces, or shoulder pieces, shall I say, pauldrons, with that blue, because it looks absolutely amazing. But you've got two little pouches at the side of him here that I'm going to get as well, just to break up all that metal. It can be a different colour along there. I'm going to crack on with that. Right, so I'm going to come in with some white scars. And what I'm going to do with this white scars is I'm going to come over and I'm going to flick it on certain parts of the weapon. Now, looking at what I've just done there, it's a bit difficult to see, but I've just had it along there. And what I'm going to do is do a couple of 2 or 3 passes. I don't want to get every single part of it, but I do want to start bringing up a bit of white onto it. I'm going to do the same thing with the orb. I don't want to get the whole thing, I just want to get some of it. I'm going to keep adding. Now the white scars is a lead paint, so it will go on bright and dull itself down. So there's no fear when you put some on, go, oh, there's too much, because it will dull down. The orb's looking absolutely, it's going to do the effect that I want. I'm going to give that a few minutes to dry. Right, now that's dry. I'm going to come in with some contrast scorpion green. Now you're going to see some actual craziness going on. I just thought about putting a paint handle, makes it a bit easier. I'll show you that blade quickly. You can see where the white scars is on the blade. Now with this scorpion green, I'm not going to apply on massively thick. I'm going to apply on some of it. You're already getting the idea on it. Look at that. Very, very simple technique. Now when it dries, it's going to, you know, might dry a little bit different, but then that's why I have some moot green at hand if I need it. Just going to apply this all on here. It's a very easy step, so I'm just going to show you. So you can see it transforming as I'm doing it. Like I said, I'm not going crazy with the contrast paint. touch is a bit easier. I still need to get those little bits on the end. You're getting the gist of it already. You can still see a few bits of white coming through, but I'll take care of those in a minute. The back end looks amazing. Again, I still need to finish that bit off. But also, I'm going to chuck it on the orb. Look at that. Absolutely, that's the effect I was going for. Very, very nice. So anyway, I'm going to finish off just touching up this blade here and there. Once that's finished drying, I'm going to come with some moot green. It is the airbrush version, so it's a bit watered down. I'm just going to come in. I want to get his eyes. This doesn't have to be like massively poignant. When I'm doing these eyes here, I want to hit the cheekbone underneath a little bit more, so we get that effect. Yeah. So if you actually look at the eyeballs themselves, I haven't really got into the eyeballs, but the cheeks are hit more, and it looks like it's just emanating, light from his eyes. I'm really pleased with those blades. Still more work to do on them, but for now, I'm really pleased with them. Now I'm going to come in with some Retributor armor. Let's get it on camera properly. Retributor armor. It's like a gold colour. The first thing I'm going to get is the little skull on his belt there that the bronze copper missed. His emblem on his chest. And you get his little neck brace thing that he has here going around him. And I come in and get all of these individual panels. Camera and finish that off. Now I'm going to come with some lead belcher. Again, this is the air paint. I do have the normal lead belcher on hand, but I think the airbrush one flows a bit nicer. It's already watered down as well, so I don't have to worry too much about panicking about that. I'm going to come in and get all of these chains hanging off the back of him. Not chains, sorry, his cloak. I'm going to get his little spine as well. I painted his head because I realised that the gold thing goes around the back of him. Right, so for all intensive purposes, this bad boy is about ready. Now, for everyone that's new to the channel, what I do now is I take it beyond better ready standard. What that means is I can add a wash, a contrast paint, a dry brush, an edge highlight, technical paint, wet blend the two colours together, you know, all those different things. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come in with some moot green. Let me show you the colour, sorry. Moot green. That's an airbrush one I've got there, so I'm going to actually water it down a little bit more because I want it really watery. And the first thing I'm going to do is come along try and chuck it along definitely want to get it on the orb here. Just a little bit along the blade. Now because I've watered it down even more, it'll go on and look weird. As it dries, it'll give you a nice little different colour in the green. Leave that to dry for a few minutes. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some more white scars and mix it a bit with the polished blue. Just give me like a really light blue, metallic blue. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come along, just try and get the edges. It's going to make it really just pop up even more. Get the edges up here as well. For some reason also focusing on what's behind instead of what I wanted to focus in on. Now that blue highlight doesn't have to be like crazily stupid, just a little subtle highlight. I think it's come out better on his little side piece there. Now I'm going to do the same thing again with Retribute Armor. I'm going to just hit the top of this. Just drop a little bit on here, it doesn't have to be too much. Maybe a little bit more. See the difference in the two gold? Now it's only had one coat of Retribute Armor, now the highlight on top. Look at the piece around his neck, it looks absolutely amazing. What I'm going to do is just drop a little bit more in there. Sorry, the light keeps dimming down. I think someone's in the bathroom messing around. The power here comes from the house. In the back of the cloak. Back of the vest, I mean. Now I'm going to come along and just touch it along these little spiky bits on the back of his cloak here. It looks a little bit weird now, but as it dries off, it's going to just blend in nicely. Get that bit there. Now I'm going to come in with some moot green. Got about this piece here. Get the watered down part. Just drop it in here. If we get outside the lines, it doesn't matter because it's just going to make it look like it's a glow effect. And I'm going to get it in there as well. Now I'm going to take some of the Youth and Grey on the wet palette, mix it with some moot green, and water that right down. I'm going to come in and just try and highlight the edges as much as I can. And leave that to dry for a few minutes. Actually, I'm going to whack a little bit on the orb as well. Right, so I'm in a position now with this model. I'm happy with it, but I want to push it further. Now, the problem when you're in that position is you can either push it further and it just becomes even more amazing, or you can push it too far. So I'm going to try and push it a little bit further. I've got some Vulcan Green on the wet palette, the airbrush version. So it's already nice and watered down. I can water down some more if I want to, but it's nice and already wetted up for me. I'm taking the tiniest amount and I'm just going to bring it in, add it into the weapon. Let's see how much I have on the brush. Tiniest amount on the brush. The aim here is not to saturate the whole area, but just to add a little bit here and there. One thing I always wanted to do, especially with like things like Necrons and stuff like this, is just always try and do weapons differently until I find a really nice way of doing it. I think striking Scorpion is okay. I'm going to come in and just don't really want to mess up that orb, because that orb I think looks absolutely fantastic. Actually, I'm not even going to touch the orb. I think that looks brilliant the way it is. Yeah, what am I going to do? Touch a little bit on the back of you. One last thing. I'm going to come in with some white scars. I'm going to really water this down. Just drop it in the top there. Give it a nice little sheen of power. Energy flowing through it. Too much. But the beauty of this colour is a layer paint, so it will dye itself down. Get in here. I don't know if I should do any more to the blade. I don't know. No, I don't think I should. Anyway, I'll get this guy done before I start getting too out of control. The beautiful thing about me saying this guy's done, in a week's time I go, actually I want to come back and do some white on it, I can do. If I did the white now, the white scars on the blade now and stuff like that, I could look at it afterwards and go, no, it's ruined. I've really gone too far. But anyway, thank you for voting. Thank you for watching this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to share this video with more and more people. And this makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more. Any comments or anything, as always guys, chuck them below. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take it easy.